There's been a great deal of press coverage lately about the virtual hypnotic gastric band, but does it work? The vast amounts of websites that are out there will have you believe that it does work, and it is effective. These websites are only going to tell you what they want you to know. They're not going to give you the real truth. Yes, there's been stories in the press, but aren't these just press releases sent to these publications to increase the credibility of this procedure? There isn't going to be any publication that's going to publish an article which states the hypnotic gastric band does not work, because who would read it? It would be like them publishing an article saying kids don't like eating vegetables. No one would read it. However, if they published an article saying that a new technique has been invented which would make children love vegetables, then that would be a different story. Indeed, the only publications which can speak authoritatively on whether a procedure works or not are peer-reviewed academic journals. And since this technique has been on the market, there's been no scientifically based articles to prove the efficiency of the virtual hypnotic gastric band. This technique of losing weight is no different to the weight loss surgical procedures which want you to believe that they have the answer to your weight problem. They want you to believe that their procedure will automatically turn off the emotional and physiological aspects which currently create your weight issue. No one procedure alone can do this, especially if it does not address the real reasons why you have a weight issue. Having one of these procedures done is very much like cutting the head off a weed. At first you think it's gone and you start to make progress, but underground those roots begin to crave the light. Then slowly they begin to break the surface of the soil, at which point your old behaviour patterns begin to take over again. Maybe you then tell yourself that you deserve that chocolate bar because you've been so good. Finally those weeds begin to flower and begin to take over more of your garden, at which point you may give up trying to lose weight completely. The hypnotic gastric band may help some people to lose weight in the short term, but over the long term people will begin to stretch the boundaries of this procedure, just as they do with the actual surgical version. The one thing about emotional and physiological aspects of overeating is if they're not addressed, they will return again. This may be during one of those times in which a person is going under emotional stress. The person then may use food either consciously or even unconsciously as comfort, hence the term comfort eating. After this event, the person then goes back to believing they have a gastric band fitted, but that one little slip up has now weakened that belief. The next time the person then goes through any kind of emotional stress, it's then even easier for them to use food for comfort because they've done so in the past. Finally, the person then no longer believes they have a gastric band fitted, and the emotional and physiological aspects of overeating, which were never really addressed in the first place, return again. The person then may choose to fork out another £1,200 that some places charge to have this procedure done. To be truly successful with your weight, not just in the short term but in the long term, the emotional and physiological aspects which contribute to you being overweight need to be resolved. By resolving these things, there's then no need to go through any kind of procedure, real or imagined, because the roots of your weight issue are no longer there.